The mystery surrounding the most sinister and mysterious place on the whole earth, the Bermuda Triangle, is known to almost everyone. We've had numerous news reports about multiple ships, submarines, planes, and aircraft disappearing without a trace in this famous triangular region, which is situated in the Atlantic Ocean, with the vertices of this triangular region situated in Miami, Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Many scientists, geologists, and other professionals have long pondered why this mysterious part of the Atlantic Ocean is responsible for so many disappearances. How can it even be possible for not one, not two, but hundreds of different kinds of ships and aircraft to just vanish without any remains or clues? And most importantly, is it actually possible to make it out alive and well from the Bermuda Triangle? Today, we here in this video will research and look up whether it's truly possible to survive the Bermuda Triangle or not, and why it may not be as simple as many may think. What is the Bermuda Triangle, and when did this mystery begin? It all started on the day of December 5th, all the way back in 1945. 5 Navy planes took off from the airport in Lauderdale, Florida. The goal was to set out on a trading mission. But to everyone's shock and bewilderment, as the planes flew over a specific region over the Atlantic Ocean, the men along with the aircraft vanished without a trace. From that day onward, the mystery surrounding the Bermuda Triangle began circulating among the ordinary public. In an area of approximately 500,000 square miles, the disappearances aren't the only bizarre characteristics of this mysterious place. As many may know, a regular compass does not always point at the original North Pole of the Earth. Instead, they point in a direction which is called the magnetic north, which is situated in Canada. However, if you're in the vicinity of the Bermuda Triangle, then any compass would miraculously start pointing at the original North Pole of the Earth, which, if you think about it, is also pretty bizarre and strange. One of the earliest disappearances regarding the Bermuda Triangle dates back all the way in August 1920, when 11 crew members set out for their journey on a ship named Carol A. Deering. Their intention was for a long voyage to South Africa. On their way back to Maine, the crew decided to stop at Barbados on January 9, 2021. But 22 days later, the ship was discovered floating near the coast of North Carolina, and none of the 11 crew members were in the ship. You'd think if they'd had a problem, they would inform or ask for help, but no instances like that were ever discovered. There were over 1,000 deaths that connect back to this mysterious Bermuda Triangle in the last 200 years. But what is this thing that's responsible for all these disappearances? And is it possible to survive a trip through this region? How can one survive the Bermuda Triangle? Despite what you may have heard from many other sources, it is not completely impossible for someone to make it out alive from the Bermuda Triangle. In fact, many people have actually been brave enough to take a trip through the Bermuda Triangle and have made it out alive and well. So to answer, if it is really impossible to survive the Bermuda Triangle, the answer is no. However, if you're ever planning to take a trip to the Bermuda Triangle, here are some tips that we would suggest you follow. Because even if the truth of the Bermuda Triangle is not all that mysterious, it is still one of the busiest maritime routes in the world. You should always make sure your comms are functional. Many times, ships and aircraft end up in a critical state, and if they cannot reach the distress center due to a communication error, that is when critical accidents happen. So always make sure that your communicative system is up to date. Keep note of the anomalies. As we've mentioned before, in the Bermuda Triangle, magnetic anomalies work in a pretty bizarre way. Compasses start pointing at the true north instead of the magnetic north. Even Columbus noted this weird behavior when he was on his voyage, so keep a note of where this phenomenon actually happens and resort to a more reliable GPS system. Beware of the bubbling water of the ocean. Natural gases, such as methane and etc., are known to create dangerous waves in the middle of the ocean. These rogue waves are one of the top reasons for ship accidents, so you should always keep in mind to never go near places where there may be natural gas deposits. Watch out for oceanic storms and tornadoes. Oceanic storms are 1,000,000 times more dangerous than the storms we experience on land. If you somehow get caught in them, there's no way you'll ever make it out alive. Always check the weather forecast and stay one step ahead when it comes to taking a trip to the Bermuda Triangle. Beware of the green fog. A green or gray-looking fog, which is known as electronic fog, is something that you should be aware of. Once this electronic fog surrounds your ship, it can affect your navigation system, and it can lead to serious accidents that can be fatal. Bruce Gernon, who survived the trip to the Bermuda Triangle, gave his own experience with this electronic fog. Some of the instruments were malfunctioning. The wet compass was spinning slowly, counterclockwise, all by itself. The electronic navigational instruments were all malfunctioning, and at the same time, I traveled 30 minutes. The most bizarre thing about this is that Gernon managed to fly 160 kilometers or 100 miles, but in 30 minutes less than normal. But how is this even possible? Gernon believes that it's the green fog that must have caused the fluctuation in the time flow. So to conclude, beware of the green fog. Mystery surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. Is it truly a portal to a different dimension? The disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle have made everyone come up with their own explanations of what may be going on in this particular region of the Atlantic Ocean. Many theorize that the Bermuda Triangle may be a portal to a different dimension or a place where alien abductions happen. But what is the truth? And if the Bermuda Triangle is indeed an impossible place to make out of, how do we have so many people who have successfully traveled to this place? There are some believable theories given by scientists that suggest that many disappearances related to the Bermuda Triangle are not a matter of mystery, but many of these disappearances happened because of human negligence and false news spreading out. It is entirely possible that some captains and pilots accidentally sank their ships or crashed their planes due to errors or miscalculations. The other reason for this can be because of the dangerous weather patterns in that area. Since the compasses tend to malfunction, pilots and sailors end up losing their direction and end up in a dangerous state in the ocean where there are dangers of tornadoes and storms. However, there are still no concrete reasonings for the mysterious disappearances that happen in this mysterious Bermuda Triangle. But when it comes to the question of the impossibility of survival in the Bermuda Triangle, it's not a matter of too much stress. If you're planning to go on a trip around this stretch of water, then don't cancel your plans. It's very unlikely for you to get swallowed up in an alternate dimension, and equally as impossible as to be abducted by an alien spaceship. We hope that you enjoyed our discussion about the Bermuda Triangle and its mysteries. And don't forget to leave a comment down below about your thoughts and opinions on the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. This is it for today's video. We hope that you liked it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.